Good morning, children. Welcome to English class. Lesson 2, the nuclear test. Continuation of the lesson. In previous class, we read about the conversation between Anjali and her Amma about their grandparents' arrival. Today, let us see whether Anjali is convinced by her mother's advice. This is how it happened between ever since Anjali had been told her that her grandparents would be living with them from now on. They had recently sold off all their lands in a little village where they had lived most of their life. Dada was nudging 70 now. Nudging means pushing gently, means he is turning into 70 now and was too old to be able to run a farm by himself. So, children, Anjali was wondering why the grandparents are coming here living to live with them. So, her mother is explaining that in the village they have sold all the property because the dada is becoming old. So they are sold every all the properties and they have come to stay with them. He had promised he would not leave his beloved land till he dies, but he is finding it more and more difficult to live there alone. All his children had migrated to the cities. Two of the Anjali's chachas were abroad. Only Papa living in Pune, while Rita Bua was in Delhi. So, children, her grandpa was promised himself that he should not leave he should not leave his land till his death. But what to do? He's turning old, isn't it? So he could not look after the farm all by himself. So he has to sell everything. All his children are migrated to the cities. All the children have been migrated to the cities. Where are they? Means two chachas were in abroad. Abroad means to the foreign countries. They are living with their families in the foreign countries. And Papa is who? Anjali's father is living in Pune and Rita Bua is in Delhi. So Papa had been persecuted by Anjali's father. Dada has been persecuted by Anjali's father to come and live with them. So persecuted means to make someone agree. He compelled. Who's compelled? Anjali's father compelled grandpa to come and stay with them. Papa wanted all of them to be together as a joint family. He could then take care of his aging parents. So Anjali's father wanted to take care of their old parents. They're becoming old, isn't it? So he wanted to take care, so he forced them to come and stay with them in Pune. Of course, Anjali enjoyed meeting her grandparents during her holidays, but that did not mean that she was going to be happy giving her room for them. Anjali was an only child. Never in her life never in her life had she liked sharing anything, and she wasn't ready to change now. So, children, Anjali was the only child in her family, isn't it? So, what happens? She was um, she never had a chance to share anything with anyone. Of course, she was very happy to see the grandpa and grandma, and she enjoyed their arrival also, but still she doesn't want to share the room. She's not ready still now to change anything. So far how it was, she was the only child, so she enjoyed everything alone, isn't it? Now she wants to share, means she's feeling very bad. And so it was that when her grandparents came, Anjali was fussy, irritating, and bratish worst. Fussy means difficult to please. Battish means badly behaved child. She made a big hue and cry over how she had lost her room. When she wasn't making rude comments, she could not talk much and pretend to be glued to her favorite program on the TV. She was not very polite and compliant, though not directly. She was afraid of her father's what? What means anger. See, children, here Anjali was so stubborn that she doesn't wanted to share anything. When the grandparents arrived, she was so fussy and irritating, and she showed the very bad behavior to the grandparents. She made her face very long face, and she cried for the room was given to them, and she wasn't making any rude comments, but she didn't talk to the grandparents, and she was pretending that she's watching TV, her favorite program. She did not talk to the grandparents only. And when they spoke to her, she was not very polite, and also she was scared of her father's angry, because if you're making any bad faces or giving bad comments to the grandfather grandmother, obviously your parents also will get angry, isn't it? Because you're small, you should obey the elder, isn't it? But poor thing, she was alone so far, she was not adjusted, so hope so that she may adjust in future, isn't it? Okay, we will hope for the best. It was true, having grandparents living with them needed adjusting to the new routine. They were used to be a different way of life. They woke up much before anyone else did, and that made things awkward. Dadi was forever doing some pujas or the other, and if there was objections to onions in the food one day, it was egg the next day. They could not go with them to eat out in the restaurant. They could not watch movies in theater. They could not enjoy shopping just for fun. They thought strap dresses were too foreign and short skirts totally avoidable. Pop music was noise and the ice creams were not good for health. So, children, if grandparents staying with us, we have to adjust many things, isn't it? Their life of living is different and city life is different, isn't it? What the city people will do, they get up early, they get up late because they sleep late in the night, isn't it? And they see TV programs and their favorite programs, and night time they will be watching some movies, and they'll be on the phone, so they will sleep late and they will get up late in the morning. But dadis are not like that, isn't it? Dadis will get up early in the morning, and they'll be doing always some pujas, and there will be some changes also in the food, and they don't like to eat outside, and they don't come to watch movies in the theaters, and they don't ever like to shop outside, means shopping outside for the fun. We city peoples will do, isn't it? Just window shopping we will do. We will not buy anything, but just for the time pass we will be doing window shopping and all, isn't it? And in cities the children, girls, will wear the short dresses, strapped dresses, and short skirts, but dadis will not like that at all, isn't it? They like long skirts, half saris, and for the children, the body should be covered completely, isn't it? And they don't like pop music, because they think that pop music, that beat is very loud and noisy, they will be feeling. And nowadays children like ice cream very much, isn't it? They like three flavors to have at the same time, isn't it? But dadis, the village, they don't get any ice creams, isn't it? So they feel that ice creams are unhealthy for the unhealthy, isn't it? So they will oppose all things. They will object all this. They will not allow this to have when dadi and dada is there at home, isn't it? The one thing they did share was an addiction to the television. But the programs they watched but put Anjali to sleep. Anjali felt as if she had suddenly been imprisoned. The house, all 850 feet of compact space planning, suddenly looked too small. So, Anjali, but Dadi, what she was doing, she was addicted to some TV programs. What type of TV programs they watch in the villages? They watch serials, isn't it? They watch serials every day. Dharavai, ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಿರಲ್ವಾ? Dharavai, isn't it? They watch serials. But those serials, this Anjali did not like it. It made her to sleep. She felt sleep by looking at those programs. But suddenly Anjali felt that she was imprisoned. She was she was in the jail, like that she felt. Why means such a big house she felt like that, some compact small house, it is like a small house, as if she's in the small compact house, she felt so bad. So, children, in this second part, we have seen about Anjali's behavior, how she's behaving when the grandmas arrived, and how she is not adjusting with them, and she felt also bad, isn't it? So, we'll see in the next class whether she's adjusting, she's liking the grandparents, or we'll see in the next class. Okay, thank you, children.